Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Captain Marvel. Probably most of you have already seen this because it's very popular out there. It is another superhero movie from Marvel. And this is the story of Carol Danvers, who becomes one of the most prominent superheroes in all of Marvel Comics. Evidently, I don't know, most powerful anyway. I don't know too much about it. When I first heard they were coming out with a Captain Marvel, long before, way, I was like, oh, can't wait to see who he is. You come to find out, no. It's a girl played by Brie Larson. So I like Brie Larson back from the 21 Jump Street days, the movie. Used to love 21 Jump Street, the TV show, but the movie came out. I liked her in that. And watched her in everything else. She won the Oscar for Room. Is that what it's called? Whatever it was. But anyway, always liked her, so I'm really interested in seeing this. I don't know too much about Captain Marvel. Except for what I've heard. So this would be a really good movie for me to learn a little bit more about her. And, she's intergalactic, I guess, or, she's not just from Earth, she's all over the place. But I'm going to get into it a little bit here and tell you a little bit more about it and understand what the plot is all about and tell you what I ultimately think. So, alright, I'm going to get going here before I stumble over my words a little bit more, and I'll be back in a little bit and let you know what I think. Alright? Alright. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Captain Marvel, or we're through the credits. And of course, I had to watch it for the post-scene credits or post-credit scenes. There's two of them, so you know, if you haven't seen it yet. Nothing earth-shattering. The first one's better than the second one, I think. I think the first one does more tying in than the second one. Sorry, I'm starting so far back in the end of the movie, but I mean, no check-ins, obviously. I don't think it's needed. I think if you're thinking about watching Captain Marvel, at this point, you've seen enough of these types of films that I don't need to tell you anything too major in order to twist your arm to watch this. I think you're going to watch it if you've seen, all the Captain America's, Iron Man's, and the Avengers out there. So I will share with you my thoughts on it. I really enjoyed the film. I liked it a lot. It could stand on its own. It doesn't need the whole Avengers kind of thing. I like Brie. I just forgot her name, but I like her a lot in this. I think she's got the good mix of like the tough girl, the sweet girl, and the funny girl. So I enjoyed her as Captain Marvel in this one. And I liked the concept. I liked what they did here. They, you have to, I think for every superhero, you have to figure out where they come from. They call it the origin story, right? What's the origin story? And that's what you're coming to expect. Every time you see these movies, it's pretty much this is how this superhero came to be. And then here they are defeating a villain, right? That's what everyone is. But surprisingly, they did it a little bit different in this. We still understand how she became Captain Marvel at the end of this, but they do it in a different way. And I don't want to tell you exactly how they do it, but it's not the cookie cutter version. You still get what you need, and they accomplish the goal, but they do it in an original way, I think, and I really like that because they finally mixed it up, but they did a good job of mixing it up and made it a much more enjoyable film. So I mean, really, that's it. There's not much else. Jude Law's in it. He plays somebody who helps train her and things like that. And they have a couple of twists that I thought was not a couple, maybe one twist that I thought was pretty cool. And they do one thing with all of these Marvel movies. They mix in humor a lot better than maybe DC. And they did a good job here. I do think if I had to pick something, there were some parts that I thought, they used too much humor, or they inserted humor in certain parts that I thought, you don't have to do it right there. I mean, there's a time for it, and it's always funny when they do it. I think they kind of stretched it a little bit in a couple of scenes here. But that's it. I mean, I know I'm getting nitpicky. Overall, I liked it. I think it's kind of like Marvel's version of DC's Wonder Woman. Not the same characters, but they bring the female superhero into their own movie. And I think this is that happening here for Marvel, which DC did first. I'd like to throw out, which I enjoyed that as well. So completely different superheroes, of course, actors, actresses, that kind of thing. But female superhero solo movie, that's the same thing they have, and it works, definitely works. So I won't go on any further. I just wanted to share some of the things that I liked about it. I don't need to tell you anymore, because if you're even watching me, I know you're going to watch this movie. So if you do, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on, do you agree with what I was saying? What do you think of Brie Larson? I almost forgot her name, but I brought it back. And, one quick thing, in case you didn't know, I'm sure you do by now, but this takes place in the 90s. So, they jump in the timeline a little bit with these movies, which is neat. At some point, I would like to go back and watch them in the timeline. Not in the order that they were brought to the big screen, their release dates. But I saw it on a website somewhere, like, this is the way you should watch these movies. So this one takes place in the 90s before a lot of the other movies even take place. And it would be neat to go back and see that. But the reason I mention that is there's small references to the 90s. I was a little disappointed. I think they could have done a little bit better. Like a Blockbuster was in it. Cool. And the soundtrack was good because it stayed true to the time. But other than that, it was, I don't know. I guess the reference to grunge was in it. Maybe there was a lot and I just didn't pick up on it. I was hoping for a little bit more, but part of this movie does take place in space, where I don't think they have, decade trends and stuff like that. So that was the only piece I wanted to throw out there, that does take place in the 1990s. So there you go. That's it. No more. That's all I got. Turn me off. Go rent Captain Marvel. It's out on Blu-ray and DVD now, and I'm sure you could stream it on all of your favorite streaming services at this point. So that's it. Drop me comments. Subscribe to my channel. You know what to do. And thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.